This week's local marketing update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
What we have today is a presentation on a 12-week step-by-step plan on how to take your agency from being a consultant to full-on agency. And we're going to go through with some of that by looking at specific markets. I do have to apologize about the connectivity. I am recording this, and we are going to be sending this out to everybody that's attended because the quality is inevitably not there, but we are doing what we can. In any event, let's get going here. All right, so as you know, my name is Scott Gallagher. I've been with Local Marketing Source for a few years. I've owned my own internet marketing agency for 10 years. And where did my presentation go? All right, so I'm up here on our family property with my son. My daughter's coming up, and my whole family. I really enjoy a lot of different things, but I did go to school, spend a lot of money in university, very, very expensive, got myself a degree, and then I moved to Canada and started my own business 10 years ago. That's where I am today. 2009, Local Marketing Source was founded. That was after I started to get some success with internet marketing and marketing for others. So I started to teach it. And this is really my passion. And the reason why I'm here today is because we do have a program with Local Marketing Source. It's $100 a month for our members. We've had over 900 members as a part of the program that have gone through it. And we've had dozens of people that have built fantastic businesses, but they have asked me multiple times, can we get more? Can we get more from you? You know, when you're charging $100 a month, you record a bunch of videos and you talk to a couple of people here and there, but there's only so much time that you can ultimately give anybody. Not like when I went to school in university and got myself a degree and had one-on-one training with professors. Well, that's where we're at today with this application and what we're going to show. But in any event, back to who we are. I am an author. I've got a book that's published, and I do a lot of different speaking engagements as well. I really enjoy that and getting on stage, and I've spoken at many different trade associations and many different internet marketing events, but we're not here to talk about me. Now, we could play a video right here. I'm going to skip over this. You guys can see this at any point in time. We've got tons and tons of testimonials. We've got tons and dozens of different students that have achieved successes. We got a variety of different case studies that, you know what, you can go and look at on your own time just to give you some social proof that what we've been doing works at Local Marketing Source. So today's presentation I'm really stoked about because it's brand new content. After doing this for 10 years, you get to know the ins and the outs of the business. There's no question about that. After speaking to hundreds and hundreds of students and seeing them go through it, I know the challenges that people face. And I know how to overcome those challenges. And I've seen what people have done that are successful. So if you want to watch that video, go ahead at your own time. But today, what we're talking about is a marketing agency for search marketing services. Now, people call this SEO. I don't like the term search engine optimization. I do not manipulate the search engines to satisfy the needs of my clients. I provide marketing services to my customers that results in top rankings. The fact of the matter is Google and all the search engines, they want to provide the best possible results for its users. And if I'm looking for a restaurant, the best restaurant for me to go to is the restaurant that the people closest to me love and have recommended. Those people that I trust socially, that I know. I just went to a wedding, my sister's wedding. It was a wine and cheese wedding. And I know that my sister and her husband are the biggest connoisseurs of food. So when it comes to their recommendation on food, I'm going to take their recommendation over any search engine, over any website, bottom line. Well, that's all what the search engines are trying to replicate. And that's all that we do as marketers, is we communicate with our audience. Now, Well, I'll show you the next slide in a moment here. And, one of my clients, and the dentist, and she was, as soon as she was able to get to number one, she doubled her business within 12 months, got a second location, and hired a third doctor. This is going to change the lifestyles of your clients, period. This is an extremely high value service that your clients are going to be able to get. They will not be able to find more business than from the internet. All right, so now, whoops. Here's a testimonial. This is a case study that we use for our agency. You can replicate this over and over and over. It's really a high value service. So search marketing services, not SEO, search marketing services are going to yield likely the greatest return on investment for local businesses, and that's what we're talking about here. All right, I want to do a quick poll. Everybody on the line. Yeah, Nick Carlson, you're saying, yeah, am I walking around? I apologize. We're trying new stuff here. The connection is slow. It looks like poor stop motion. I can understand that. Well, you know what? I get excited. Just like when I'm on stage, I do walk around and I do move. So we'll turn that camera back on and you can see my face, and we'll sit down and we'll get into some content now. Now, what we're talking about here is a 12-week program. This webinar, folks, is a sales pitch. This entire webinar is my ability to earn the right to do business with 5 students at the end of this. But I don't want to come across as a salesman, and I don't want to sell anything. People are ready to buy. That's the fact of the matter. People want to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. Bottom line. So we're trying to practice what we preach here, but I want you to understand that we're going through 12 weeks, and when you get done this presentation and you see that, you're going to have the outline at the end of this. You're going to have the checklist. So I really hope that we're going to offer, I'm not going to waste your time with dun, 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 dun. Connection is lost. All right. Yes, somebody's just popping up. You shaved, I shaved everything, man. It's summertime. The playoffs are over, and it's time to get rid of the beard. Now, anything that you're going to start, you need a plan. Failure to plan is planning to fail. Bottom line. And we're going to start to look at some of that plan here today. I don't care who you are or what you do, you need a plan written down, printed up, and put beside you. If there's one thing you get from this webinar, take action on that immediately. What are we beeping about here? We're beeping. Let's go to webinar. This is fun and no fun at all. There's a lot of stress because I do want to offer value. I realize it's coming across as poor quality, but nonetheless, we're going to take a look at this plan. And as you can see here on the right, there's a little picture that's just kind of, there, we're back now, there, we're back now, I don't know where that audio is coming from. But we're going to try to move forward. At least we're going to try to move forward when necessary. Okay, Nick can hear. Okay, Nick can hear. Good. I'm going to keep that. Good. I'm going to keep that video. That was weird. But yeah, I shaved, guys. The playoffs are off, done. I'm up a cap. So here we're gonna talk about our plans. Now we're gonna move on. So in this program, having that marketing plan is extremely important. Of course, with an LMS membership, give you templated plans. But to be able to get in and get into the fine details of everything. Our plans are step by step. What are we doing this week? What are we doing this week? What's next? This is some of the stuff that we're going to look at right now. Now, what we're talking about here is niche-based marketing. Selecting your target market. The term niche, I get frustrated by, just like the term avatar. When I went to marketing school, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce, an honor Bachelor of Commerce with a specialty in marketing and e-commerce. The very first thing we did in first year, Marketing 101, was learn a few terms, like segment your market. And segmenting your market into different audience groups, great marketing material that speaks to those specific audience groups is critical. I went to an internet marketing seminar a couple of years ago, and they talked about this new thing called an avatar, and I was all excited by this avatar, this concept. Well, all it was segmenting a particular market. There's terminology inside of the internet marketing world that really gets confused, and we've got to go back to the 101 basics of what marketing is. And when we target a specific industry, there's a tremendous amount of value that you can get from it. There's a lot more work. If you establish yourself as the big authority, the leader in that niche, you're going to dominate that niche. You share that niche with other particular leaders. The fact of the matter is, your saturation rate. If you hit a saturation rate of 80% in an industry, in other words, 80% of the industry knows about your business, you're rocking and rolling. Take a guy like Josh Nelson, and he's done that with the plumbing industry. He's running a $3 million agency. He started with our business, with local marketing source 3 years ago. He's hired me. And he's hired $1,000 a day and $250 an hour consulting work to get his practice off the ground. Well, now he's got 20 employees. It's a very, very different thing. Now, what we're talking about here is selecting your market. And selecting your market, when you do it, a lot of people tend to overthink this. Really, it's not that big of a deal. There's certain numbers that you need to know, like what is your customer average value? That's a very critical number to know in the sales process. And to be able to get that number, it's not that hard. But you need to know your industry's average customer value. What are they worth? Do they provide recurring revenue? We know there's three ways to grow a business, and that's one, get new customers, and that's the hardest. But the easiest is to get existing customers to spend more, or to get them to spend more frequently. Do you have opportunities for that? Do you have a passion for their industry? When we take a look at all the different industries that exist out there that you can get, this is just a small piece of it. And every one of these industries has sustained in internet marketing well over $1,000 a month. Dominated. We're going to go through the different aspects of how to get that authority in industry. I don't worry too much about competition in that industry, but it is something that needs to be done. Become the leader in your target market. There's certain things that we're going to look at today on how to create it. How am I going to write a book? How am I going to get that out? We got some kids down on the beach right now running around on their quads and see the waves. I wish you could see them. I don't know if you can. It's like 65 degrees here today. It's cold, and kids, they don't care. It's amazing. 65 degrees here today. It's cold. Love it. Now, to write a book, people go, well, holy cow, Scott, you wrote a book. That's amazing. You're an author. People go, holy cow, Scott, you wrote a book. That's amazing. Pat my back. I feel awesome. I bring my books around. Pat my back. I feel awesome. I bring my books around. They've got an ISBN number. But it's a heck of a lot easier than you think it is. Trust me. A lot easier. Inside this program, I'm giving my students 1 week to get a book written, published, and out. And I guarantee you that with 20 hours worth of work, you can have a book written suitable for your audience, your names, your words, and everything to get through some of that. Christopher's got a question. Do you recommend once the book is written that it is also available on Amazon? Christopher, what we're trying to do is establish authority. So if you can turn around and say, go up to a prospect. I work with chiropractors, okay? And I walk into a chiropractic office, and I give them my book, and I say, here's a copy of my book for free. It costs me $2.31 to print, by the way. Or you can go and buy it on Amazon if you'd like. Does that increase my authority? I hope that answers your question. So we're going to talk about becoming an author, taking your website and making a website catered to a targeted audience. Social dominance. What the heck is dominate the social web? An SOS autoresponder. What's SOS? Stands for soap opera series, by the way. And how do you create a soap opera series? If you guys notice with local marketing source, and you get on my email list, I do the same thing with chiropractors. I create a story. And that story has got nested stories inside of it. So every email, okay, we'll take, let's say, a run of 7 emails that go over a 21-day period. There's a start to that story over 21 days, there's an end, and then there's a plot, and then there's characters involved, you got an antagonist, inside that story that I create. But nested within it, what's called a nested loop, just like soap operas, at the end of every email, you know what, there's a little bit of a cliffhanger to that story, because you want people to engage and look forward to that next email that comes out. So I do that with my chiropractors. I do that with my couriers and transportation companies. I create stories, and then inside that email as well, we'll create a nested story right inside of it. That's what an SOS email autoresponder is. Direct mail, guys, direct mail. Three-step mail system. I'm going to show you that as well. And it goes out to the chiropractor. It costs me about $7 every time I send out to the chiropractor. Maybe 20 in each town to capture one lead. Not one lead, one client. 7 times 20, what is that? $200 investment? A $200 direct mail investment to get one client out of it. Each mailer costs money. We send out a DVD in a yellow manila envelope. It's bulky mail. Anybody know who Dan Kennedy is? That's where I learned this stuff. You send us a bulky mail. He's the king of direct mail. Everybody is going to open up a mail package that's got weight in it, and a book that's handwritten to Dr. Johnny. Case studies. You don't have case studies yet? Let's work on getting case studies. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm looking for 5 students in this program, and this program's not going to be. I'm only taking 5 into it. You got it. We are going to create case studies. I am going to make sure that there's a start point and an end point that is measurable over the 12 week that some of you are going to buy into today. Well, we can't buy into it today. There's an application process. Like I said, we're only taking 5, and we're doing some heavy promotion for it. So I am going to pick and choose who we work with. But we're creating case studies as well. That's what sells. That's what creates. These are the marketing that you need to work on in order to start to establish that authority. So the 12 weeks, anybody that's serious about 40 hours a week, do this inside of 3 months. You can be any niche inside of 3 months. This is what we're going to work on. All right. Start off right away. We talked about really important. That's really important. Get your marketing plan created, and you want to have all your tools set up. Abraham Lincoln said, if I had 8 hours to chop down, I'd spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. Okay, hopefully that fixed whatever that problem was going on there. I've never seen anything like this. I'm logged in twice, so I'm sending two signals to people. Okay, I apologize. Well, this is where the meat of everything's getting into. Now that we've fixed that, and we'll get through this, guys. And I come up to camp. I come up to this place every year. I spend a month up here, and my business has run itself. The only thing I really commit myself to is the local marketing source members, and we do audio. Today we had new internet connectivity set in. We've got the best possible satellite internet connection you can get in the world. and it's still not good enough because of ping times. No matter how fast of a download speed you have, your pings just really screw everything up. But anyhow, you know, getting into 12 weeks, what I'm getting is everybody can pull this off if they put their mind to it. And like Lincoln said, if you had 8 hours to chop down a tree, you'd spend 6 hours sharpening your axe. And that's why right in the beginning, you've got to get all your tools set up. There's different tools that are out there. You want to talk about your tracking tools, you want your financial tools, you want video, audio, and editing tools in place, and of course your CRM. You can see there I got a nice little picture of Infusionsoft. That's the best possible CRM and email marketing solutions that you can get out there. It's expensive though. It's about $1.50 a month. The fact is, anybody that's coming into this program, it's not a cheap program, and it's not cheap to start your business out. You've got to invest that kind of money. Okay, different types of client tracking, financial. You know, all my clients, everything's online. Invoices are generated automatically using QuickBooks. Their credit cards are charged automatically, and money is put into my bank account every month. The last thing I want to do is have to spend a lot of my time in financials. Video, I don't screw around. I made the investment into a good Apple computer because I know video is extremely important for marketing. It's critical. You either have a high-end laptop with video editing or get yourself a Mac with Final Cut Pro. It's that simple. Okay, you've got to spend some of the money, and too many people, trust me, too many people try to avoid this. If you're going to build a business that's going to put food on your table, what's $1,000? When I'm charging clients $1,000 a month, this is the level, this is what you need to have. You need to have the effective tools in place. Okay, guys, it looks like we're back. I haven't gone on. I don't know if it's the wind moving the dish or anything, but I've been testing it all week, and I wouldn't have tried to pull this off if I didn't think I could pull it off. But I can't really control Mother Nature here. So in any event, you know, your first week, like I said, is absolutely critical to get everything set up. And if you don't, stop what you're doing to get it set up and then move into this. Now, week two, you want to start creating some of your marketing material. In 7 days, you say, Scott, how can I create an entire niche-based website? I've done it many of times. I've seen other people do it many of times. To take a 15 or a 20-page website. We're not talking all the video opt-in. That type of content's going to come down the road. But establishing the layout of the website and having that up and running, you can get that done in about 20 to 25 hours of your time. And you're moving forward. A business card. Business cards are easy. You need a postcard. Here's a little picture of a postcard. Our postcards go in the mailers, okay? They're really easy to make. They're really easy to and you can see a little picture of a postcard. We customize our postcards to the towns that we're marketing to. That's the town where my office is located, and that's the postcard that they're getting. You got my picture on it, a professional picture. You guys saw my face today. I am bald. I am shaved. It's not appropriate for a professional photo. But when I got my photo done, I spent money on new clothes. I spent money on a professional photographer. And it cost me some money. But now after having that photo, you got to do it every 5 years. I'm now into year 3. That photo has been able to use a variety of different marketing material. And you don't have to spend $2,000 to get professional photos. And then of course having your social profiles on there, just to show who you are, get them set up, and of course how to get practices on how to get what's important to get set up. But really, look at all the work. And I'm asking somebody to get this 40 hours. If you're serious about this, this is the type of effort that you've got to put forward to make this business grow. You've got to do it. It's hard work. But this is the work that successful agency owners have put into their business to get where they're at. Week 3. What are you going to create?
What are you going to create?
Autoresponder.
Your autoresponder. Your
Autoresponder.
autoresponder.
How long is mine?
Mine is
Oh God.
oh God.
I'm getting
I'm
the
getting
initial opt-in
initial
email
opt-in
autoresponder for chiropractors is 100 days long, 6 months.
long, 6 months.
And if I recall off the
And
top
if I
of my
recall
head,
off the
we
top of
send
my
out on
head,
day
we
0,
send out
day
on
1,
day
day
0,
2,
day
day
1,
7,
day 3, day
day 10,
7,
day 14,
day 10, day
day
14,
21, day
day
28,
21, day
day
28,
35,
day
42,
35,
49,
42, 49,
56, and
56,
63, and
63, and
every week after that,
every week after that,
it goes on.
it goes on.
But that's, I talked a little
But
bit
that's,
about the email
I talked a little bit
autoresponder,
about
the
the email
SOS, the soap opera
autoresponder, the
series. We
SOS,
created
the soap
nested
opera
stories
series,
and
creating
loops
nested
within
stories
stories.
and loops
You create a
within stories.
webinar, your presentation.
Webinar.
This
Your
is a PowerPoint.
presentation.
Just like I got a
This is
PowerPoint
Just like I
presentation
got a
here in front of you
PowerPoint
guys
presentation
today.
here in front of you
You're going to
guys
have one
today.
specific
You're going to have
PowerPoint
one
presentation that
specific
caters
PowerPoint
specifically to
presentation
your
that caters specifically to your
audience, and
audience,
you're going to practice it in
and
front of
you're
a
going to
mirror.
practice it in front of a mirror.
Yeah, in front of a
Yeah,
mirror.
in
Trust
front of
me
a
on
mirror.
that.
Trust me on that.
I'm driving here.
I'm driving here.
What, a week and a half ago?
What, a
I'm
week
going
and a
over
half
this
ago,
presentation
going
that I'm
over
putting
this
together here for
presentation
you
that I'm
guys
putting
today. It's a
together
new
here for you guys
presentation,
today.
so I was
It's a new
practicing. I was
presentation, so I was
practicing it in the
practicing. I was
car.
practicing it in the
And I was
car.
just talking to myself.
And I
My
was just
son's like,
talking to
Dad,
myself. My son's
what are you
like,
doing
Dad,
with your
what are
hands?
you
And I'm
doing
like,
with your hands? And I'm like,
it's, sorry, I'm just going through the
sorry, I'm just
emotions.
going through the
And the
emotions.
fact is
The fact is
your emotions are going to come
your
through even
emotions
if
are
they're
going to
just
come through
hearing
even
you.
if they're just hearing
You've
you.
got to have your
You've got to
physiology
have your
down, even if
physiology
somebody is
down,
just
even if
hearing you,
somebody is just
because
hearing
it's
you.
physiology
Because it's
that
physiology
drives your
that
emotions.
drives your emotions.
And it's your emotions,
And
it's
it's
your
your
passion
emotions, it's your passion
that sells.
that
You
sells.
want to know why I'm
You
going
want
to
to know
get 5
why I'm
students
going to
after
get
this
5
webinar?
students after this webinar?
Because I want
Because
this
I
bad.
want this bad.
I've been working with local
I've been
marketing
working
stores
with
for
local
6
marketing
years
stores
now.
for 6
We've
years
seen
now.
hundreds of
We've seen
people go through the
hundreds of people
program,
go through the program.
and I want to
And
be
I
able to
want
work
to be
closer
able
with
to work
people. I don't
closer
want
with
to work
people.
with
I don't
hundreds of
want to
people.
work with
I
hundreds
want
of
to
people.
spend more
I want to
time.
spend more time.
Right now with local marketing
Right now
source,
with local
I've only
marketing
spent
source,
about
I've only
15% of
spent
my
about
time in it, but
15% of
I
my
love
time
it.
in it. But I love it.
I love it. We've had so many
I
different
love it. We've had
successes
so
for
many
it
different
that I want to
successes
spend
for it.
more of my
I want
time
to
with it.
spend
I
more
want to
of my
spend
time.
80% of my time.
80% of my time.
And who knows? Maybe in
And who
5
knows?
years, sell my
Maybe in 5
agency.
years, sell my agency.
Because I enjoy
Because I
teaching.
enjoy
I
teaching.
enjoy sharing
I
my
enjoy
stories and
sharing my
information.
stories and
It's
information.
the passion.
It's the
Your
passion.
opt-in video. We're going
Your
to
opt-in
create
video.
week
We're
three,
going to
we're
create
create your
week 3.
opt-in
We're going to
video.
create your opt-in video.
This is a 30 to sec-
This
30
is
to
a
60 second
30
opt-in video.
second opt-in video.
Not that hard. There's
Not
a
that
few
hard.
elements to be able
There's
to
a few
capture
elements to be able
that
to capture
conversion when
that
somebody opts in
conversion
and
when
what you're
somebody opts in
conveying
and what you're
and how you're
conveying
conveying it.
and
This is
how
called
you're
your
conveying
elevator
it. This is
pitch.
called your elevator pitch.
And then we're going to start driving
And then we're going
content
to
and
start driving
propagation
content
to
and
all the
propagation
strategic
to all
channels
the
to ensure that they are
channels to
effectively
ensure
up
that they
there.
are effectively up there.
Finally, we're going to create
Finally,
your
we're going to
offline
create
mailer
your offline
package.
mailer package.
Oh, that's number 1, 2, and 3.
Number 1, 2,
3
and
weeks
3.
apart.
3
The
weeks
first
apart.
one being a manila
First one being a
envelope,
manila
8 by 12
envelope,
manila
8 by
envelope. We
12
handwrite the
envelope.
names
We
on it.
handwrite the names on
Put
it.
the book in there.
Put the
We
book
put
in
a
there.
DVD
We
in
put a
there, which is
DVD
DVD
in
number
there, which
1.
is DVD number
It
1.
says, "Hi,
It
chiropractor.
says,
My
"Hi,
name is Scott."
chiropractor. My name is
Blah
Scott.
blah blah blah.
Blah
And,
blah blah
do this
blah.
and do that, and guess
This,
what they get
that, and guess
attached
what they
to that
get
DVD?
attached to that
Same
DVD.
webinar
Same
presentation
webinar presentation
that we just put together.
together.
We're now starting getting
We're
week
now
3. We're
starting
starting to
getting
leverage
week 3.
some
We're
of our
starting to
existing
leverage some
content,
of
and
our
you can see
existing
how all this
content,
comes
and you can
together.
see how all this comes
Mailer number
together.
2, we send out an
Mailer number
express
2, we
pack. It
send
costs
out
me
an
95
express
cents
pack.
for
It
the
costs me
express pack.
95
I
cents
send it
for
to
the
the
express
mailer.
pack. I send it to the
Direct mail.
mailer.
I throw a DVD
Direct mail. I throw a
in it. Looks
DVD
like
in
it's
it.
rush
It looks
delivery
like
and
it's
whatnot.
rush
Open rates are
delivery and
really
whatnot.
good.
Open rates are
Mailer
really
number
good.
3, we use a
Mailer
mail
number
bag.
3, we use a mail bag.
Plastic mail bag.
Plastic mail bag.
Week number 4,
Week
we
number
continue
4,
to create some of your
create
marketing
some of
material.
your marketing
We
material.
complete your book
We
and you're
complete your book
published.
and you're published.
And finally, the videos
And
for
finally,
number
videos for
2
number
and 3.
2 and 3.
That's going to be in the first couple of
That's going
days.
to be in the first couple
Your
of days.
book by this point in time,
By
when we
this
say
point in
complete,
time,
it is
when we
written,
complete,
it has been edited,
it has been
it has been
edited,
proofed,
it has been proofed,
and it is now being sent
and it is now being
for
sent print. For print.
Research sales channels,
sales
qualified lead lists.
channels,
Well, all right.
qualified
Again,
lead
we
lists.
get back
Well,
to
all
Abraham
right.
Lincoln.
Again, we get back to Abraham Lincoln.
Sharpen your axe.
Sharpen your axe.
Research your list. Who are you going to target? Where do you get your list from? This is what I do. I buy a list from Info USA. It costs me about $20 per town. I'll spend $200 buy a bunch of towns at once. I say, give me all the chiropractors, all the couriers, whatever. Give me that list. I create another list. This other list comes from Google. Show me everybody that you know that are all the chiropractors that are out there. I take these two lists, I study them, and I rate each chiropractor A, B, or C. If they're an A, I target them. The basis of becoming an A are they established? Do they already have a website? Yes. Are they doing any marketing? Are they number one? How far down are they? How easily can I bring them up? In other words, I'm trying to find the best chiropractor for me. The one that I am going to get the most successes for. And I hone in on that. So here's an example. My hometown in Crystal Lake. There are 37 chiropractors in that town. We targeted 9. We had to turn one away. The guy that we chose to work with, we chose to work with, had 5 locations, plus other businesses. So you research your qualified lead list. Mark my words. This is not mass mailing. Emailing a whole bunch of people is not going to get your business. Trying to hit up a whole bunch of people with paid advertising, all of that. Target your audience. With focus. So we go through that list with you. I go through that list with you when we'd have the one-on-one time. To qualify and make sure you've got a very solid qualified lead list. You've got your mailers ready. You've got marketing material ready. You're going to be ready to start pulling the trigger on it now. But before we do that, we want to get your proposals down. You've got to have the template. So when somebody's looking for a proposal, I spend about 8 minutes on every proposal, and that's it. I've seen people spend hours and hours on proposals. Why? Get your templates in place. Get your mailers together. Get the envelopes. We start handwriting that 7 names on it. Contact them up and send the mailer by Tuesday. And guess what? By Friday, you're on the phone booking those meetings. We're running through a dry run on Friday. One-on-one. We're going to get results, and we're going to get that initial meeting. I guarantee you guys, you're going to get the initial meetings if you follow this through. Something on here that we don't see. Scripts are kind of important. Of course, I don't have scripts anymore. It's in my head. It's in my head. But a script is kind of important. Week 6, we're halfway through the program now. You get mailer number 2 ready. We got to shoot that video. This is a point of the program where you are creating content on the fly. Because it might not be necessary. A lot of the time, mailer number 2 and mailer number 3 is not ready. I'm going to say follow-up phone call. You know, what are we looking at here for? Express pack. That's our DVD pack. That's our DVD sent out. DVD number 2. And that's the letter. The letter that goes along with the. I'm not sure if that's letter number 1, letter number 2, or letter number 3. But it just gives you an example of the message we provide this niche. Week number 7, we're full on in sales. Very important. People hate sales. And one of the biggest problems I've encountered with local marketing source is trust and accountability. In other words, boss breathing down my neck, perform a hell of a lot better. I always have. and all my
I
students
always
have
have
that.
and all my students.
I've noticed that when I tell students, "Are you due
I've noticed that when I tell
get this
students,
done
"Are you
by
due
Monday?"
on
And if you
get
don't,
this
what's
done
going
by
to
Monday?
happen?
And if you don't, what's going to happen?"
Well, guess what? They get it done.
Well, guess
They
what?
get it
They get
done.
it done.
So in
They
week
get it
7,
done.
I'm
So
on
in
your
week
ass,
7,
sales
I'm
manager.
on your ass, sales manager.
With the sales manager, there's certain processes that we do
certain processes
to
that we
identify to
do
make sure that the
to
activity.
identify to make
One
sure
thing
that
I
the
know about
activity
sales
comes.
guys,
One
and
thing
I've
I
been
know
in
about
business to
sales
business
guys,
sales for
and I've been
22
in
years.
business sales for 22
One thing
years.
I know about business to
One
business
thing I
sales,
know about
anybody
business to
can be
business sales.
successful at it if they put the
Anybody can
activity
be
into it.
successful at it if they put
That's
the
it.
activity
The
into it.
reason why people are not successful in sales
The reason
is because
why
they are
people
not
are not
putting the
successful in
activity, the right
sales
activity
is
into
because
it.
they are not putting the
The time.
activity, the right activity into it.
I'm asking.
Time.
There we go. Looks like I'm back.
There we go. Looks like I'm back.
Well, what I'm finding amazing about this
What I'm
webinar,
finding amazing about this
everybody
webinar
is hanging in
everybody
there
is
with
hanging
this,
in there with this
shitty internet connection of mine.
shitty internet connection of mine.
I'm thinking
I'm thinking
I might go jump in on the
I'll
phone
jump in
rather
on
than
the
utilizing
phone
my
rather than
lavalier.
utilizing my lavalier mic.
But we're back to week number
But we're
7.
back to week
What
number
we're talking
7.
about here
What we're talking about here
is accountability.
is
As
accountability.
I was mentioning, the
As I was
biggest
mentioning,
challenge
the
that
biggest
anybody
challenge that
I
anybody
found to
I
hold them
found
back,
to hold them
is
back,
holding themselves accountable
holding
to
themselves
themselves.
accountable to themselves.
And so a part of this
And so a
program,
part of this
the
program,
greatest value I
the
think that's going
greatest
to come
value
from
I
it,
think that's
aside
going
from
to
the
come
community,
aside from the
is the
community,
access to
is the
accountability.
access to accountability.
A manager.
A manager.
Now the next thing in week
Now, the
7,
next thing
along
in
with
week 7,
sales,
along with
is
sales,
we're going to focus in
is we're going to
on
focus
your
in
marketing of
on
your
your
agency.
marketing of your agency.
We've done all the
We've
initial
done all the
one-time
initial
stuff
one-time stuff
of marketing.
of marketing.
Well, maybe not one time. You got to
Well, maybe
update
not
your
one time.
websites
You
and
got to
update your videos every so often, right?
every so often,
But let's
right?
say one time every
But let's say
5
one
years.
time every
Now
5
we're getting
years.
into regular
Now we're
marketing,
getting into
consistent
regular
marketing, not just marketing
consistent marketing,
material.
not just marketing material.
And that's creating,
And that's
your monthly
creating,
content
your monthly
strategies.
content strategies.
And
And
you know,
you know,
we provide different
we
webinars.
provide
We've
different
got
webinars. We've
12
got
different webinars
12
every
different
month
webinars every month
that we run through.
that we run through.
And I've
And
outlined what I
I've
think are the
outlined
best
what I think
topics
are the
for
best
small
topics
business
for
owners. 'Cause
small business
let's face
owners.
it, whether you're dealing with a
Let's face it, whether you're
chiropractor or
dealing
a
with a
dentist or a
chiropractor
plumber
or
or
a dentist or a
electrician,
plumber
they
or
all have the same
electrician,
objectives
they
of
all have
what
the
we're
same
trying to achieve
objectives
for
of
them.
what we're trying to achieve for
We
them.
just kind of give them a
We
dog
just
and
kind
pony
of give them
show
a
to,
dog and pony show
we can help you best
we
because
can
we
help
work
you
with
best because we work with
couriers
with
the most. The
couriers
fact is,
the
I know
most.
the
The
courier
fact is,
business
I know
inside
the
and
courier
out.
business
There are
inside
benefits
and
to
out,
it,
so there are benefits to it.
but we have a 12-month,
We have a 12-month,
every single month, a different
every
webinar.
single month, a
That's
different
part of
webinar.
our ongoing
That's
content
part of our
creation.
ongoing
What
content
happens with
creation.
that
What
is
happens
we
with that?
do the webinar. From the
We do
webinar, we create a
from the
video from
webinar,
it.
we create a
From
video
that
from it.
video, we
From
also
that
rip
video,
out
we
all
also
the
rip out
visual
all
and
the
create
all
a
the visual and
podcast
create
for
a
it.
podcast
Take that
for it.
podcast, we get it
Take that
transcribed.
podcast and we get it
Really cheap
transcribed.
to get it
Really
transcribed.
cheap
By the
to
way,
get it
guys,
transcribed.
you
By the
now
way,
have
guys,
written blog
you now
post
have written
content.
blog post
You take
content.
that, you create
You take
PDFs, so
that,
now you
you
got
create PDFs,
images
so now you
out
got
of it.
images out of
And
it.
now with that
And now
content,
with that
you
content that
bits
you've
and
created, you
snippets of
can
it,
take
and then
bits
now
and
you've
snippets of
got
it, and then now you've
on the
got
fly email.
on the fly
So you see
email.
how you take
So you
one
see how
PowerPoint
you take one
presentation,
PowerPoint
you
presentation,
deliver that
you
webinar.
deliver that webinar.
From that webinar,
From that
you've got a
webinar,
whole variety of different
you've got a
pieces of
whole variety
content
of
that are
different pieces of
distributed
content that are
among
distributed
different
into
channels.
among different
What we're going to
channels.
talk about is those
What we're going to
channels
talk
that you've
about is
got the
those
automated
channels that you've got
propagation.
the automated
Propagation means
propagation.
sending the information out.
Sending the information out.
With those channels,
With
in
those
your marketing
channels,
plan,
in your
we
marketing
research
plan,
all of those
we
different
research
channels,
all
the
of those
different
different channels,
associations, the
the different
different trade
associations,
groups,
the different
the
trade
different
groups,
journals.
the different
And
journals.
that's how we're trying to get
And
our
that's how
content
we're trying to
published,
get our
send them
content
that
published,
content.
send them
So
that
it's really
content.
easy at this
So it's
point in
really
time.
easy at this
Boom,
point in
you
time.
create a webinar,
Boom, you
you've got
create a
all this
webinar,
content, it
you got
gets
all
sent
this
out,
content,
goes
it
out
gets sent
all over
out,
the
and it goes out all over the
all over the internet, all over the industry,
internet, all over
the
the
market
industry,
that you're
market
working
that
with.
you're working with.
Week 8,
Week 8,
what's going on? Well,
what's going on?
now that you've done sales,
now that
now that you've done some marketing,
now that you've done some
question
marketing,
becomes is like, well,
well,
you got to start delivering
you
some
got
of
to
it.
start delivering some of it.
You're 2 months into this. You don't
Two
have
months
any
into
new
this. You
customers
don't have
yet
any
or
new
delivering it.
customers yet or
Of course,
delivering it. Of course.
Well, I'll get into a little bit of
Well, I'll
this
get
down
into
the
a little
road.
bit of this
But at
down
this
the
point in
road.
time,
But at this
I
point
want
in
to
time,
identify
I
and
want
make
to
sure that you've
identify
got
and make
four
sure that you've
documents,
got
four
four
client documents.
documents, four client
Works the
documents.
best.
Works the
Inside of the
best.
local marketing source
Inside of the
portal,
local marketing source portal,
if I've got any students on the
if I've got
line
any
right now,
students on the line right now,
there's a lot more than four
there's a
documents
lot
in
more
there.
than
We've got
four
about 60
documents in
different
there. We've got about
documents that you
60
would
different
utilize. In
documents
the
that you would
operations
utilize. In
department,
the
there's about
operations
20.
department, there's
Okay.
about 20.
Um,
Okay.
there's-
Um,
for different
for
various
different
reasons and
for
different
various
services.
reasons and different
I understand
services.
that we do
I
web
understand
development
that we
as
do
well as
web
email
development
marketing
as
as
well as
well.
email
But
marketing as
these
well.
four
But
documents
these
here
four
are going
documents here are
most
going to be the
important documents
important documents
for your SEO agency.
for your SEO
Period.
agency. Period.
I got a snapshot
I
here
got a
of two
snapshot
of them.
here of two of them.
The first one,
The
what is
first
this?
one,
What is
is
that? Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, this guy right
Uh,
here. Uh,
You know, this is their quarterly
this
plan.
is their quarterly
The
plan.
same as number two here.
The
This
same
is the
as number
quarterly
2 here.
execution
This is the
plan. We give a quarterly
execution
plan to
We
our
give a
clients.
quarterly plan to
Cut
our
it up
clients.
quite a bit.
Cut it up quite a bit.
But you know, you can see here it
You can
identifies,
see here it
you know, the local
identifies,
publications
the
and
local
industry
publications,
publications. When we
industry
create content
publications,
for that
when we
client,
create
we get it
content
out
for
to
that
you.
client, we get it
Same
out
stuff you
to
just
you.
did for your
Same
agency
stuff you
that we
just
did
did for
last
your
week.
agency that we did
You know,
last
your
week.
industry blogs.
Your
And
industry
the
blogs.
list for our
And
clients
the
is
list
significantly
for our
longer.
clients is significantly
I just chopped
longer.
it down so you can see the
I just
different
chopped it
things,
down
the
so you can see the
associations, all
different
the different groups that are
associations,
out
all
there.
the different groups
And in
that are out there.
content topic
And
whiteboard
content
ideas,
topic
you know,
whiteboard
what are we
ideas.
going to write?
What are we going to write?
You know, I know this article right
I
here.
know this article right
We got
here.
published in the Chicago
We got
Tribune.
published in the Chicago
You
Tribune.
know, my client
You know,
is
my
the
client is
oh,
the
my client
my client
is the oldest taxi
is the
company
oldest taxi
in the United
company
States that's
in
owned by a
the
female.
United States that's owned by a female.
Pretty neat story.
Pretty neat
This
story.
document right here
This
is
document
probably
right here
our most
is
important
probably our
document. This
most
is the
important
inventory of
document. This is
assets
the
and
inventory of
a
assets.
variety of different
There's
tabs
a
at the
variety of
bottom.
tabs at the bottom.
Um, this document here,
This document here,
small business owners,
small business owners,
chiropractors, and guys that are delivering packages
guys
out
that
of
are
the back of
delivering
their trucks,
packages
and
out of the back
plumbers.
of their trucks.
That's all they do.
Plumbers.
They're just
All they do.
plumbers.
They're
They're
just
not
plumbers.
marketers.
They're not marketers.
They're hardly even business
They're
owners
hardly even
or
business
have the
owners
business
or
owner mentality.
business owner mentality.
Once you've established that
Once
authority,
you've established
you're
that
their hero.
authority, you're
You
their
walk
hero.
in there
You
and
walk
you
in
say,
there and you say,
"This is what you gotta do for
"This
your
is what you
marketing
got to do
department."
for your marketing department."
You know, I've had to tell a client
I've had to
before.
tell a client
Well,
before.
I've got many stories like this
Many
before where I've
stories
had
like
to have
this
intimate
before where I've had to have
discussions
intimate
with clients.
discussions with
We've had a
clients.
secretary
We've
fired
had a
because
secretary fired.
she was giving very
She
shitty
was giving
service,
very
and
shitty
we uncovered
service.
that
We
via
uncovered
review.
that via review.
You know, we've had to
we've
talk
had
to our clients
talk
and
to
say,
our
you know,
clients.
you're the
So,
manager here,
you're the manager here,
and your people are just
and your people are
not
just
delivering the
not
best possible
delivering the
service.
best possible service.
You've got to be a better
You've
manager.
got to be a better manager.
It's what the marketing department
That's what
does.
the marketing department does.
So the inventory of assets.
So the inventory of assets.
One of the problems that
one of
business
the
owners have
problems that business
is they
owners
don't
have.
know what the hell
They
they're
don't
doing
know
when it
what
comes
the
to
hell they're
marketing,
doing
and
when
they
it
throw
comes to
mud at the
marketing,
wall.
and they throw mud at the
Inventory
wall.
of assets is trying to bring
Inventory of assets is
together
trying to bring
everything that you own,
together
everything that's
everything that
been
you own,
created,
everything
and
that's
where
been
is it?
created, and where is it?
And of course, as we're going through
And of
all of
course,
this,
as we're
you know,
going
you're
through
going to
all
be
of this,
spending
you're going to be
40%
spending
of your time in
40%
sales.
of your time in sales.
Week 9,
Week
going
9,
through month 1 implementation,
month 1 implementation,
actual execution,
actual
of
execution
the 1-year
of the
plan. Here's a
1-year
snapshot
plan.
of the
Here's a
1-year plan for
snapshot of
that
the 1-year
client.
plan for that
Although we
client.
give them a
Although
quarterly
we give them a
execution
quarterly
plan,
execution
there is still
plan,
the
there is
online
still the online
1-year marketing plan.
1-year marketing plan.
This is a templated
This is a
document here that we
templated
utilize
document
for our
here that we
clients. It's
utilize
21
for our
pages,
clients. It's
and it
21
goes into
pages.
great
It goes into
detail.
great,
It specifically
detail. It
outlines
specifically outlines
expectations and
expectations
responsibilities
and
of the client.
responsibilities of the
In
client.
on paper, trust
On
me, it's
paper,
very
trust
important. This
very
is the stage
important. This is the
of the
stage
business that once
of the
people, you
business
see,
that once
local
people,
marketing source students that
local
we've had,
marketing source
they're either
students that
one
we've
of
had,
two, one of three people.
well, one of three people.
They're either very good in sales
They're either very good in
and
sales
struggle in operations,
and struggle in operations,
or they're very good in operations,
or they're very good in
struggle in
operations,
sales,
struggle
or
in sales,
three, they
or
bought into the
three,
program,
they bought into the
hoping that there was a magic button and
hoping
realize that
magic
this is a hell of a
button and
lot of
realize that
work.
this is a hell of a lot of work.
So actually executing
So
that,
actually
and then
executing
showing the
that,
aspects
and then
of
showing the
accountability and
aspects of
reporting
accountability and
for your
reporting
clients
for your
is
clients
absolutely critical.
is absolutely
The
critical.
1-year plan plan, it identifies specifically the client is responsible for this. And if they don't provide this, by this time, and this end of blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, your checklist. Make sure when a new client comes in, Boom, this done. Boom, this done. Boom, this, have that available. Check it off. Sign it off.
Sign it off.
Boom, you're done.
Boom.
Now
You're
you move
done.
on to month 2
Now
and
you move
ongoing.
on to months 2 and ongoing.
That's what we're going to talk about in
That's
week
what
10.
we're going to talk
Get
about
that
in week
going
10 and get that
for your
going.
clients. This
For
is
your
when we start
clients.
focusing
This is
on the
when we
core
start
competency
focusing
of
on
SEO.
competency
You see,
of
I got the
SEO.
3 pillars there,
You got the
guys.
3 pillars there,
You know,
guys.
inside the local
You
marketing
know,
source
inside the local
portal,
marketing
there's
source
about 8
portal,
hours of
there's
different
about 8 hours of different content
3
that
different
relates to 3
aspects of
different
local search.
aspects of local search.
This year, 1 week
This
alone,
year, 1 week alone,
people are selling content
people are selling
as
content
internet marketing on
as
how
internet marketing on how to do
We're going to
this.
crash course
And
you,
we're going to crash
get
course
you
you,
effectively
get you
trained so you
effectively
understand the
trained
difference
so you
between
understand the
profiles, the
difference
what
between
and how,
profiles, the
where to
what and
find them
how,
and what
where to
profiles to
find
do,
them, and what
how to use
profiles to
tools
do,
like
how
Bright
to use
Local to
tools like
evaluate
Bright Local to
what are the best
evaluate what are the best
profiles to get.
profiles to get.
What are third-party
What
sources?
are
Are you gonna use
third-party sources?
sites like
Are you
X and Y or
sites
why
like
not?
X and Y or why not?
How to prioritize, how to find other
Prioritize, how to
profiles
find
that
other profiles
sites like
that
Bright Local aren't going to
sites like
find.
Bright
And
Local
trust
aren't
me,
going to find.
there's a lot.
There's a lot.
A lot of people utilize Bright
A lot of
Local,
people
but when you
utilize
start
Bright
looking
Local.
at your
But when you
plan,
start
guys,
looking at your plan,
and
guys,
pulling that plan together,
and
one
pulling
thing that
that
Bright
plan
Local
together,
doesn't
one
do
thing
is
that Bright
anything.
Local
It just
doesn't do is
doesn't
anything.
know
It just
the
doesn't
most
know
effective
the most
dental
effective
medical journals that
dental
exist, and
medical
then the
journals that
contact
exist, and then
information
the
and the
contact
editor's name.
information and the editor's name.
No, they just submit the
No,
directory.
they just submit the directory.
Okay. Number
Okay.
2, citations and distribution,
Citations
theme
and
content and
distribution,
local
theme
content. What
content
is
and local
that?
content.
How are we
What
going to
is that?
create that, and
How
how
are
do
we
we
going
get
to create that and how to
distribute
get
it?
that particularly
Via that
distributed?
list. Let's
Via
start
that
getting
list. Let's
out
start
this
getting
week.
out.
This is the week that we are
This is the week that we
contacting
are contacting
chiropractor economics
chiropractor economics
and calling Judy up
and calling
and saying,
Judy up
Judy,
and saying,
Scott, I'm new in the
Scott,
industry.
I'm new in the
I got a book
industry.
for chiropractors here. I got a website for chiropractors here. And I know that you're the editor
I know
for
that you're the
chiropractic
editor for
economics.
chiropractic economics.
Listen, I want to earn the right
I want to earn the
to some
right
chiropractors in your
some
industry.
chiropractors in your
And
industry.
I thought one of the best ways
I thought
to
one
do
of the
this
best
was
ways
to
to do
give
this
you some
was to
content
give
that you
you some
can
content
publish
that you
in your
can
magazine
publish
that you
in your
send out to all your
magazine that you send
chiropractors.
out to all your
I'm going to give you a
chiropractors. I'm
step-by-step
going to give
list that if they
you a
want to do
step-by-step
this
list that
themselves,
if
they
they
can
want
do
to do
it.
this stuff themselves, they can do
Can
it.
I send you that, Judy?
Can I send you
Can
that,
you
Judy?
take a look at considering
Take a
printing
look
that
at
for me
considering
on the basis
on the
that it's going to
basis
provide
that
great
it's going to provide
value
great
to your
value
readers of
to your
chiropractors?
readers of chiropractors?
Oh, yeah, Scott, that's
Oh, yeah,
great. Let's
Scott,
do that.
that's great. Let's do that.
That's number 2. That's
That's
theme
number 2.
content. Then there's
That's
local
theme
content and the
Then there's local
strategy to do
content and
that.
the strategy to do
This
that.
is everybody around. You got a
Everybody
chiropractor
around. You got
town
a
A.
chiropractor town
How do you
A.
communicate with that local
How do
community?
you communicate with that local community?
And then reviews.
And then reviews.
Reviews. You know, I can talk
You know,
forever
I can
about
talk forever
reviews.
about
And
reviews.
we've done webinars and
We've done
presentations at
webinars
great
and
lengths
presentations at
about
great lengths
reviews.
about reviews.
But it's important to
But it's
understand
important to understand
how to
how
leverage
to
reviews.
leverage
You
reviews.
do not
Do not
solicit reviews.
solicit reviews.
Do not solicit
Do not
reviews.
solicit reviews.
Do not solicit.
Do not solicit.
But our review acquisition
But
strategy,
our review
guys,
acquisition strategy, guys,
awesome. It is working so
it is
well.
working
And
so
what
well.
we utilize is we integrate it with
Utilize as we
Fusion
integrate
Cost
it with
system.
Fusion Cost.
We utilize a postcard
We
system,
utilize a postcard system,
and we train the staff,
and we train the
front end staff, and the
front end
doctors
staff, and the
to
doctors
identify that
to
top
identify that
10%
top
customers.
10%
You know, every
customers.
business
You know,
has
every
10%
business
of customers
has
that
10% of customers that
are happy.
are happy.
So leverage that.
So leverage
And identify who those
that.
customers
Identify
are.
who those
And
customers
when they're the
are.
rah-rahs,
And
the
when they're the
heroes,
rah-rahs,
those
the
are the ones we want
heroes,
talking
those
about
are the
us.
ones we want talking about us.
So there's ways that we work with
So
our
there's ways
clients
that we
to
work with
identify
our
those
clients
heroes.
to identify
During
those
this
heroes.
week, I want to be working with
During
you and
this
your
week, I want
client
to be working with you
to
and your
implement
client
that, and hopefully,
to
because
implement
of week,
that.
hopefully
4
weeks
weeks because of
prior
week,
and
4
5
weeks
weeks
prior,
prior, and we've
5
started
weeks
to
prior,
close some
we've
customers.
started to close some
We're now at the
customers.
stages of working
We're
with
now
them
at the stages of working
to
with
get
them
their reviews up to speed.
to get their reviews up to
I will
speed.
be working with your
I
customers
will be
directly,
working
the
with your
first couple, to get through some of this.
customers directly.
I
the
am your
first
partner.
couple to
I am
get
your
through
mentor.
some of this. I am
Your
your
clients don't need
partner.
to know
I'm
that
your
I am your
mentor.
teacher.
Your clients don't need to know that I am your teacher.
Week 11, I got to get going. It's time. We're going to get you speaking engagements in week 11. We're going to work and create a speaker profile and distribute that speaker profile and work hard to get that speaker profile. We are going to get you speaking engagements. If you've never spoken before, just I know it's intimidating at first, but you'd be surprised at how you can overcome that intimidation by practicing in front of a mirror or video recording yourself and having somebody else watch it and just do it over a couple of times. You won't believe how gratifying it is after being on a stage and pulling that off and then having a bunch of people come up to you and talk to you. By this point in time, you will have the revenue in the sales to support this engagement. You will already be speaking to them because we spoke to them last week and the week prior to get content distribution. I talk a little bit about targeted Facebook advertising as well. That's something I've been testing for over a year now, and it's awesome. You know, for me to target chiropractors on Facebook and to get them into webinars, it's great. It's a great source of lead gen for me. You know, we've got different opt-ins, whatnot, to get them. And now, your last week, managing your people. This, we've got to leave blank. I thought about this slide, and the one thing about this particular program, guys, against difference than other programs that are out there, is this is one-on-one live. It's consulting. You can tell it's not going to be cheap. And everybody that I'm going to be working with is different. So I can't create one program and sell it multiple times. Thought about this a lot. You think of a professor in college, they put together their lessons, but their students that come into their class are different every year. And every student has got different backgrounds and different experiences. And most professors want their students to be successful. And if their students are putting the time in, that professor will spend more time with those students. It's that simple. But you've got to be able to grow your company to a point that you are a manager. You're not working in your business. You're working on your company. And if we do not get to the point inside of 12 weeks that you've got employees coming in or already in at this point in time, I have failed with this program. And I've got guarantees for this program because I need 5 people successful so I can do it over with 10. But I just said I'm not recording it. We can't. We can't record it. Every 12 weeks, every Monday, I think it's on the next slide. It should have been on this slide right here. But what I want to talk about is if anybody's ready and somewhat interested, even if you're somewhat interested in this, please apply. Because what's going to happen is this is a 20-minute application that you're going to fill out right now. You're going to go through the application. I ask a lot of sensitive information. I'm going to be reading these and communicating with applicants over the next 2 weeks. And we are going to identify the top 5 applicants. Those people that we feel like we can move the farthest from where you are today and where you're going to be when we start on September 1st. I am going to work my ass off to make this successful for you guys. And if I don't, I've failed and I can't continue to pursue my dreams. Obviously, this program is not cheap. We have a membership right now. Over 900 students have gone through it. We have hundreds of students that have been very successful, dozens of people that have quit their full-time jobs. And it's only $100 a month. You can go get that right now. You just go to localmarketingsource.com and look at our testimonials. It's all I need to say. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee with it. If it's not for you, we'll give you your money back with no questions. Like, honest to God, no questions asked. The last thing I want is somebody in the program that doesn't like it, and it's not for everyone. But this program here is not cheap. And if you're approved, we're going to need a deposit to show that you're serious about it. I'm going to need a $500 deposit in a couple of weeks if you're approved. So please don't fill this out if you're not in a financial position inside of a month to pay for it. However, if necessary, over the 3 months, I'm willing to work on a payment program if necessary. I'm going to have guarantees with this. When we talk about it and through the application process, before we actually accept you into the program, we've got to identify where you're at today and where we want to get you to. And if we don't get you to that point inside of 3 months, if we don't get you there inside of 3 months, and this is on you, because if we don't get you there, it's your fault because you didn't work. So if you sit on your ass and don't do stuff, I will work with you for another 3 months to try and get it done. So you've got access to me every single day, personal, like friends, for up to a 6-month period. You're also going to get access to the LMS membership for 12 full months. So with this 12-week program, what we've got here is Monday mornings is the education portion of all the weeks that we just went through. 3 hours live, and trust me, okay, it's going to be live. We're utilizing Google Hangouts, so you're going to see me, and you're going to see me in my office in Chicago. In my office in Chicago, I got a big-ass whiteboard. I got nice green screens. I got everything to teach as if I'm in a classroom as a professor live. I'm going to know my students' challenges and know my students very, very intimately. So the content is going to be catered and guided specifically to each individual student. I've only got 5. I showed you some of the itinerary. On Wednesday, also on Monday, you're also going to, you've got your plan together. Now on Wednesday, you can come join the regular LMS members. We do our weekly calls. I'm doing one in a couple of hours. Only once a year are those calls ever done up here on Manitoulin Island. So we have the shitty connection. Other than that, I've got great connectivity. It's Q&A that's involved, just kind of a check-in. It's 1 hour of your time. And on Fridays, I do a one-on-one Skype session with you. What did you do this week? How come you failed? What are you going to do next week? Let's get your plan together. If this was your challenge why you failed and you couldn't get it done, how can I help you remove that challenge? What can I do for you? Are you going to get this done? Like I said, you get 12 months of the standard LMS membership after that. So, see, our membership is $100 a month. You get 100 different videos into it. You've got 60 hours of training over 60 documents. But the biggest value in the membership is our private Facebook group, in my opinion, and the community that we have on the member calls. The people, the students that have been a part of the member calls and consistently go to the member calls are the ones that are most successful, that are making the most amount of money. Bottom line. So I want you a part of that community as an ongoing basis. After the 12 months, you can decide if you want to be a part of that community. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to decide yes, because you're going to be successful. You're going to feel grateful to Local Marketing Source, and you're going to wonder why you're only dropping $100 a month on a business that has helped you out so much. That's what our members say right now. That's why I'm saying that. And there's our guarantee. You see that link at the bottom? Get your pen and paper out. Write that down. And this is the point of the presentation that I don't remember the next slide. Oh yeah, I said I was going to go over the LMS membership overview, just if you wanted to know about it. I already said this stuff. 100 videos. You get access to our private group, weekly calls, student hot seats. are kind of cool. You know, you want to watch that stuff in your own time right here. If you are an LMS member today and you haven't watched any of those guys, get on that stuff. It's there's a lot of value in that. Go and watch Josh Nelson and whatnot. Yeah, we won't take a look at it. Okay, so there's the link. All right, so now is the time. I'm going to open the floor to any questions that anybody's had. Go through all the comments of the real poor delivery of internet connectivity that we have on Manitoulin Island in Canada. But hey, the sun's changed too. Turn on my webcam there for a minute. Let's see if we've got any questions that popped in. I'm so sorry about that double audio. What the hell was with that? Thanks, Patrick, and I'm sorry, Patrick. Okay, Patrick's asking a question like, how do you get the correct email address for the decision maker on your lists? Have someone call? So many I've bought have generic but valid emails like info@sales@ blah 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 blah. It all depends on the stage that you're at, how to acquire that email address. The fact is, Patrick, to get those email addresses, number one, are pretty hard to get them in mass, and number two, conversions of emails just don't work. Email is really good for follow-up and after opt-in. So, you know, we've got different marketing channels that go out. We've got the direct mail package that goes out, and we follow up with sales phone calls. That's going to yield you the best results. But when you've got opt-in channels in other areas, everything that's an opt-in is a capture of their best email address. And you typically have disclaimers of, give me your best email address. This is, to avoid spam filters and et cetera, et cetera. Or you have, instead of just saying your email, you put your personal email or your prime email or your preferred email or your best email. And those tend in testing have, provided people that have gotten that. The fact is you're not going to get everybody's best email. And email marketing should not be your core channel, period. Other ways to get email addresses is a simple phone call. I like to use the script, and I train the script of utilizing the term correspondence. And you say, hey, Jackie, this is Scott Gallagher over at One Marketing List. I want to go send Dr. Sherbert some information, some correspondence that he's asked for. Well, sorry, if he didn't ask for it, then that would be a lie. I don't lie to people. And you just say, what's the best email address to forward some of this correspondence over to Dr. Himsley? Oh, okay, you can send it over to Oh, is that a generic email address? I was just looking to get it to him. Would you mind that it gets to him then if you won't give me his email address? Half the time, the gatekeepers aren't going to give you the email address. The other time, they don't even think twice about it, because how many spammers call and say, blah, 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 I'm Johnny down the street, and, I'm looking for it. I hope that helps a little bit. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Sorry, Patrick, the audio went out there. Patrick, the audio went out there. Fan says, drill is excellent. Thank you. Patrick did say, for me, the audio is too choppy. Would love to get the replay. Signing off for now. Yeah, I'm gonna do this professionally, guys. What I mean by that is you've taken the initiative to actually register for this event, and for those people that have registered, I'm gonna take the recording and make it available to you as soon as possible. Maybe be able to upload it tonight. I'm not too sure. I'm also not too sure how the recording comes through with the lost audio. So I'll have to do some editing on it. But I want to give you guys something that really has value. That was my biggest goal. Today. I know that if you give value, up front, it always comes out. So I tried, and I apologize. otherwise. But you know what I'm not going to do? Is I'm not going to give up my time up here. I don't have any more questions, guys. But what I'm going to do is, for anybody that wants to see a tour of this place, my grandfather bought this property, about 200 acres. Let me switch something here. Switch microphones. Yeah, okay. Switch microphones. Pull that out. Take that. Just waiting for any questions right now that anybody has. I'm not using my lavalier anymore. I've got the laptop wireless. And I'd really like to have some LMS sessions up here. But you see, the reason why I do it is I moved to the United States 10 years ago. And it's tough because I like a lot about Canada. There's a lot that I love, but I've been able to incorporate my business into what I enjoy the most. Boy, that's windy. And it's this. It's being able to bring friends and family up to God's country. My grandfather bought a piece of land in 1950. He bought 200 acres on the south shore of Manitoulin Island, the largest island in the world on a Great Lake. And he didn't buy it because it was nice. He bought it to hunt. He came here hunting and he shot his first deer. The deer and him locked eyes and he never hunted again. And then he came down to his property and found a beach. The beach is half a mile long, and since then it's been broken into 4 properties, all my aunts and uncles. And I met a 5th cousin last night. There's not many people I know that hang out with their second cousins, and really, you know, my family's as crazy as I am. And so my son, who lives in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, the flattest possible land in the world that has every possible dirty lake, is spending 5 weeks of his summer up here. And so I've got friends and family that just, all my friends, I mean, we all come up here. We have hundreds of people. I probably got 20 different people coming up at different times. We can sleep 18 people in different cottages, and you can see them playing on the beach. So I want my 5 students to come up here at the end and next year to build some friendships, and we'll have a little business convention of some sort. I can show you the accommodations, go ridings. I can go on and on. I'm wasting your time, but I haven't lost anybody. I don't even know how good my internet connectivity is as I'm walking around. I was out in the quads earlier today, and I'm going to go in a little bit. But right now there's only, well, at my camp, we got 7 buildings here, and there's only me and my son. And this weekend I've got a buddy taking a ferry over. He's another internet marketer. Actually, I met him through Local Marketing Source from Owen Sound. Others from Sudbury, and I got friends coming from Chicago. So I apologize for this, guys, but the fact is when I get back, we're going to turn your businesses around. And I don't have any more questions, so I'm just filling time right now. I don't know when my camera went off there. I don't know if you were able to see it all, but I just want to say bye for now, guys, and fill out that application, and I'll be in touch with you really short, okay? All right, bye for now.